Hello, everyone. Happy to be here today. I'm joined with a lot of beautiful guests, supporters of the PX4 Developers Summit. We're really happy to talk to you today. We got quite a few things in the agenda for today, so I'm just going to jump right into it. So to begin with, if you've been living under a rock, I just want to give you a quick intro to what we're actually doing here. So the PX4 Developers Summit is happening in November 10 and 11 in Atlanta, Georgia. The PX4 Dev Summit is basically our flagship event. This is what the event that we host yearly. But actually, we didn't host one last year. So it's been 2 years since we've last seen you. And we want to connect again and make sure the community is back together. So this is the world's biggest open source drone development event. And we bring together engineers, researchers, industry leaders from around the globe. And you can expect 2 full days full of sessions, development content, technical talks, keynotes, demos, lots of community meetups. Plus, we'll have something that we really haven't been promoting too much, but it's the PX4 Dronecode Maintainer Day, the day before the event starts. So you can expect a lot of the maintainers for PX4, MapLink, Ground Control, and all those projects to be present at the summit. And yeah, so it's our biggest event of the year. If you've been attending the meetups, this is something similar to that, but with everyone from the ecosystem together for 2 days in one city. So if you work with drones, you will build with PX4 or PixOC, or you just want to see what's next in the open source robotics community, this is the event where you want to be. And having said that, I want to introduce our beautiful guest today. And let me just get started with Lauren Jong, Senior Product Manager Marketing Manager at ModalAI. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, Ramon. Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here.
Nice having you. Next up, we got Kimberly McGuire. She's an independent roboticist contractor.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you as well, Kim. Next up, we got Godfrey Nolan, President of RIIS.
Hi, nice to be here.
Nice to have you as well, Godfrey. And then lastly, but not least, Andrew Wilkins, CEO of Ascent Engineering, previous software engineer at Ascent.
Yeah, not a software engineer anymore, but yeah, thanks. Excited to be here.
Nice to have you, Andrew, as well. All right, so for the audience out there, I just want to remind you, this is a live stream. So if you have any questions, feel free to start dropping them in the chat as we go. At the end, we'll have a few minutes to be able to answer them. You can say, this is questions for ModalAI, for RIIS, for Kim, for Andrew, and then, or just for everyone. And then we'll just try to answer as many of those as possible. Our friends from production are going to make that happen to us. So let's just jump into the first question. And I guess this is the question that many people in the audience have is why are you participating or sponsoring these events? Or more specifically, Lauren, why is ModalAI sponsoring the event? And what are you most excited to see at the summit?
Absolutely. So ModalAI has been a member of the Dronecode Foundation since 2019 and has been a sponsor of the PX4 Dev Summit for the past 5 years now, I think. So we're so proud to run PX4 on our Voxel autopilots and are excited to keep contributing to the community. I think we're really just excited to be in Atlanta next month and see all of the folks in the community and all the cool projects that they're working on.
Oh my God, I'm really excited to see what's coming next from ModalAI and when I see the demos you got running at the summit. Thank you for participating today, Lauren. Let's go with Kim. Kim, why are you participating at the event? And what are you the most excited to see in Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be a speaker at the PX4 Summit. It's also going to be my first PX4 Summit ever, so I'm definitely very excited about meeting all the new people over there. So that is, I think, the most excited part. Of course, I've never been to Atlanta before. It's also a big part, and also to kind of gauge what the latest and greatest is in the aero robotics community, and hopefully be able to teach other people about robotic simulators, which I'm going to talk about. I don't know if you want me to talk in more detail of what I'm actually going to talk about, or if you want to ask it later.
Why don't we do it now? You have a quick overview of what you're going to be talking about?
Yeah, sure, of course. Because people know, of course, that aero robotics, it can be quite dangerous. So a lot of people would like to try it on a simulator first before you want to break a very expensive drone like the ones that's behind Andrew right now. You want to maybe try that out, like, in a safe and simulated environment. So that's why we called use robotic simulators, and they're being used all over the field as also a development tool. I went into a bit of a rabbit hole a while back, and I made a very big list, a very big landscape of all kinds of robotic simulators, including aerial robotic simulators. I've also kind of written a survey paper that was a co-author of, and we found at that point 55 different aerial robotic simulators, and that is already quite a lot. So I'm going to kind of give a most updated overview of that, like which are the best maintained simulators out there. And also I'm going to give a little bit of an insight of a kind of a research project I'm currently conducting within the PX4 community to just kind of like find out what everybody's interests are, what their needs are specifically. Like, do they need a photorealistic rendering, or do they care more about multi-vehicle simulators, or perhaps they want both? A little bit complicated, but at least I'll be able to kind of also explain a little bit about the design choices that developers can take or make while selecting one of these simulators. So yeah, kind of a nutshell of what I'm going to talk about. Shouldn't spoil too much, but yeah.
That sounds pretty exciting. So you're basically giving us a landscape, a map of all the simulation options out there, pros and cons, but you're also giving us a compass on how to navigate that map, right?
Exactly, yeah. And at least like what I've at least like an insight of the needs of the current simulators. And I'm also it's going to be also kind of a call to action. I hope that a lot of people will talk to me after that talk and say like, hey, you were very wrong about that statement, Kimberly. Like, it's I don't really care about multi-vehicle simulators. I really want to have good camera rendering support. So that's definitely what I'm hoping to get, because I will learn more and we can take that into like, potentially suggestive roadmap for the PX4 simulators, PX4 integration of simulators.
That sounds awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the nature of open source. Everyone is coming from a different direction, and one open source project can mean whatever, like different options and different solutions for anyone. Like, one developer can be looking at multi-vehicle simulation, while other is just like, I just want indoor navigation with one drone. That's enough for me. And what those means to you as a developer and to us as a project, and having those discussions. That's tremendous. So thank you a lot for that effort, Kim, and I can't wait for your session at the summit. I'm going to move on next to Godfrey. So Godfrey is a sponsor as well as with RIIS as well as ModalAI. Godfrey, why are you participating? Why are you sponsoring the event? And lastly, what are you the most excited about in Atlanta?
I think the reason we're doing it is kind of giving back. So a lot of our work is PX4 based, and it doesn't seem fair to just do all this work and then not sponsor. So really, that's honestly what we try to do. And we're also Dronecode members now too, as well, for the same reason, to try and give back to the open source community. Also, I'm really looking forward to the conference because it's great to meet old friends and meet new ones. Always a lot of networking of this. It was Atlanta before a few years ago, wasn't it?
It was in New Orleans in 2023, next to ROSCON, yeah.
Okay. So basically, it's all about kind of education for me too as well. So I'm always looking for different things. I'm speaking as well on custom flight modes using PX4 and ROS 2. So I'm big into ROS 2 at the moment. So interested to learn about that. I'm always up for new talks. I always want to see Alex's talk, Alex Climage. So whatever he's talking about, I'm usually want to hear what's going on there. Also, if there's any AI and ML stuff, Gen AI, that's right down my alley at the moment. So, and then steal ideas from my meetup. Sorry, I didn't say that.
That's great. Yeah, thank you, Godfrey. We really enjoy your meetups, and rallying the community around Dronecode Open Solutions is always awesome because you create great content that the community looks for. I want to quickly remind the audience that's watching this to drop in your questions in the chat. Don't forget that we're going to be answering those at the towards the end. We still have one more guest and I think one more round of questions before we get to that, but just start dropping them in so production gets time to actually pass them on to us. Well, having said that, let's talk to Andrew, the most mysterious man in the room.
I didn't realize that was my MO, but yeah. So I believe what was the question is why are we sponsoring the event, and then what we're excited about.
Yeah, why is Ascent Engineering doing the flight testing for the community? Why did you become a member?
Yeah.
Why are you sponsoring the event? And why did you choose to create a consulting company based on the open technologies? Loaded question.
Very loaded. Well, we're sponsoring because you blackmailed us, so I kind of had to. No, didn't have that many options. No, we're sponsoring. I mean, because and it's like similar to Godfrey, where it's just like you want to make sure that you give back, and then also it's really cool. Like a ton of engineers come to this thing, and talk, and that's really what we love is like talking with engineers. And if you have a table or a booth, they like congregate around, and you get to like share these really cool ideas, and like the sessions are really cool. I always really enjoy like the Arturian control, navigation, and guidance talks. There's a few on there about like fixed wings and then multi-copters and precision. Although I got excited for Kimberly's talk, hearing her talk about that while she was kind of going over it. But yeah, we do the flight testing for Dronecode as well, and that kind of helps actually. You have these PRs, and even though you can test them in simulation, it's like, all right, well, does this actually work out in the field? And making sure to push those through. And that's also why we're sponsoring the event, is to kind of like give back as much as we can to PX4, because we do use PX4, QGC, all these Dronecode, projects to get done what our clients need to, turn these kind of development projects into real world commercial grade products and experiences.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrew. We got one more question for everyone. And since I got you here, Andrew, already, I'm going to ask you the last question. Nice. And then I'll go back to Lauren again and then continue going from there. What exciting things are you working on right now at Ascent? And what do you hope to share with the community at the summit in Atlanta?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of cool things that we're working on. Some we can share and some we can't. I think that I think Swarm and multi-tenant control is something that we're excited to talk about, as well as a ton of cool software that we're building on top of the Voxel 2 for our clients. All the really cool integrations that we've done there. Before Lauren has a chance to take out her Starling 2 Max, I'll show it off on my screen. But so I think those we're excited to share, as well as even like end user pieces of software that we've made to kind of bridge the gap between development projects and commercial grade things. Seeing image recognition on your QGC screen and being able to press it and have the drone follow, like that type of stuff. So those projects, but mostly just talking with people and hearing about the challenges that they're facing and the projects that they're developing. I think we're really excited about it.
Yeah, and the hallway track basically as well. That's pretty awesome, Andrew. Thank you so much for being here today. Let's go on. Let's just go to the top of the list again. Lauren, last question of the stream before jumping to Q&A is what exciting things is ModalAI working on, and what do you hope to share in the summit?
Well, at last year's summit, we launched the PX4 Developer Autonomy Kit, a Voxel 2 powered development drone that has everything you need to get started for your drone project. This year, we launched our new FPV drone that also runs on PX4 called the Stinger Vision FPV. So we're really excited to bring that drone to the conference to let developers take a look at it hands-on. And we're really excited because we have a new feature on that drone called backtrack mode that runs with the PX4 offboard mode. So yeah, we're really, really excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see the FPV drone and all the latest from ModalAI. So you'll be bringing drones, right?
Of course.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Lauren. Kian, what are the most exciting things that you're looking for or that you're working on right now? I guess you already said the simulation worked with PX4. Is this the most exciting thing you want to share at the summit?
course, I'm also working on a robotic arm. So if anybody's doing anything with aerial manipulation, I definitely want to talk with any of those community members. Yeah, but for now, like my world is in simulation. I'm living in the matrix, so so that is pretty much what I'm going to be like. Yeah, I would not necessarily say excited, but it's more of like I'm obsessed. But I hope to also gain a lot of inspiration and mostly like getting inspired by other talks and other people as well. And also like I'm actually very interested in seeing some new platforms. So I'm definitely going to go around the booths as well. Because yeah, like because my background at least, or the last year I was still working at a company called BitCraze, and they make the small crazy flies as well. And that's really cool, but they cannot, well, they have an experimental port for PX4. Unfortunately, they cannot handle all the features, so it would be nice to also be able to try a lot more out of the PX4 ecosystem as well. Not only in a simulation, it's also very important.
So the real world.
The real, yeah,
Yeah.
but does it apply?
I think we got a comment from the chat that someone says that yay to arm swapping batteries on drones. Is that something you think could be doable, Kim?
Oh, arms to swap batteries as well. Yeah, well, it has to be one of these easy swappable batteries, like one of those humanoids. Like was from the Tesla Transformer that was able to get it from his back. So one of those, not the ones that you like that you really have to use your very dexterous hands.
Yeah, like you gotta
to get those
press
out.
it hardly.
Yeah, no. So then it needs to kind of be a very big drone. No, it's like more of like a pick and place kind of feature. Maybe making a Lego a Lego kit or something like that. But yeah, no, I haven't really thought about any specific particular prompt for it or application. But it just sounds like a very interesting control problem, and I like I like challenging control problems.
Yeah, it definitely is a very interesting problem. I guess having the locking mechanism aside, just like being able to replace batteries autonomously sounds like a good idea. Awesome. Thank you, Kimberly. Excited to have you here. Before we go to Godfrey, one last reminder, people, we need more questions before we end the chat. You got experts in the field that are going to the summit. If you are interested in attending, but you're in the like not sure if like it's going to be worth it, maybe ask the question. Maybe we can help you. But let's go with the last question for the last guest today. So Godfrey, what are exciting things are you currently working on right now at RIIS, and what do you hope to share at the summit?
We're doing a lot of work in Q ground control lately, and one of the things that I've been playing with is there's an LLM for Qt, so the Qt creator has an LLM that you can plug in there. That's actually surprisingly good. It's like GitHub Copilot for Q ground control, so that's pretty good fun. I've been wasting a lot of time playing around with that, and then we're doing a lot of stuff with on the hardware side. So I'm really interested in thinking about manufacturing remote controllers and the same thing for FMUs. So we're starting to get pretty low level too as well. So but honestly, I'm just looking to have conversations and find out more about what other people are doing, and just learn more. Really, it's a lot of it's about education for me.
Yeah, it's great that you're saying that, because like every year, even though like some of the maintainers have been involved in this for a long time, just going to the summit and listening to all the new talks is super educational even for us. So we learn so many new things and so many new use cases now, PX4 or any other technologies are being used. It can't be said enough. So thank you, Godfrey, for that. I guess now we can move on to audience questions. I think I see some movement on the chat here, but I don't see actual questions, but one, which is the best question, to be honest, and it's a question for Andrew. Out of your entire team, Andrew, who would you say is your favorite, best looking, smartest coworker that actually does program at Ascend?
That's definitely not my co-founder, Zach. There's no way. Definitely not him. It's probably me, honestly, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of promotion from Zach right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's actually James Strawson over at ModalAI. That's my favorite coworker.
that's he's a great guy too.
Good answer.
Definitely the smartest. All right, so since we don't seem to have more questions on the chat here, why don't we, lastly, before we let everyone know, leave, sorry, why don't we go over real quick hallway track socializing at the summit for the people that have already been at the summit. Let's say, Andrew, have you been to a summit and the hallway track was disappointing yet?
I'll be honest, it's like it's the whole time, like whether you go to session or whether you're just standing and talking to people at your booth, it's very like stimulating, at least for me, because it's like the people that go. These aren't, you go to a few conferences that revolve around drones and you'll meet like, business people or whatever have you not, who kind of, they might have just wandered off the street. Like at this conference, it is like the best, brightest people that are working on this stuff, like presenting and talking about the cutting edge stuff that they're doing. And it's like, honestly, you can't go wrong. It's fun. It's fun for me, especially too, because I don't have to talk about contracts or, taxes or, like, why didn't this Florida tax get paid? So it's talking about really cool stuff, especially, like I said before, control, navigation, and guidance of like the positioning of the UAVs, or even how people are interacting with them, whether it be like their own custom ground control station that I know Godfrey knows like super well, or like their custom version of QGC, or a new Mavlink protocol, or how they have these new radios, or how they integrated OpenHD. So it's all just really cool technical stuff that, even if, I'll tell you this, is like, if you're an engineer, you should definitely go. If you're a business person, you should go and then hear about some of the bleeding edge stuff that people are talking about and doing there. Like that's my 2 takes on it.
Awesome, perfect. And by the way, we met in person at the PX4 Developer Summit in Austin. Remember that?
I do. I remember you had came up to, you had gotten like a new PX4 or a Pickhawks controller from Hollybro, and you like motioned to me with it, being like you, and I thought you were trying to give it to me, and I got all excited, and then you're like, no, this one's mine. Yeah, it was very sad, but now we have enough Hollybro flight controllers over here to build 1,000 drones. So yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thank you, Andrew. Lauren, what was your first summit?
I think my first in-person summit might have been the Austin one as well, and that one was amazing. I remember the community was so vibrant and still is, year and year after, but the drone show was awesome, seeing that up in the sky by the bridge.
Yeah, I sort of have it in my background, but I don't think people can see it.
Idiot.
Yeah, the light shows have been amazing by UV5. All right, let me just catch up with the chat real quick. So we got Mood saying there's only 4. Kiddish Duvi, we're going to do it very soon. Collaborate. We can collaborate. I think he's meaning talking about the arm swapping batteries thing. Someone saying great idea. Production saying 20 minutes. Feel free to read the comments. And then someone saying, yeah, James is awesome. All right, awesome. Lastly, I want to thank this, well, not lastly, but before I continue with the beginning of the end of the stream, I want to remind everyone that we're only being able to do these things to our beautiful sponsors, those companies that are actually supporting Dronecode, supporting the PX4 community. We got Arterion as a platinum sponsor this year. We got Ascent Engineering. We got CUAV, Firestorm, ModalAI, RIIS, Roboto, and 2 new sponsors coming up soon that we can't wait to talk to you about. So I want to thank the sponsors for making this happen, making this possible, and all the rest of the awesome community members that have already registered. And speaking of registration, production is going to show you a QR code with the $100 discount code. If you haven't registered so far, you'll get the chance to do it right now with $100 off. I know there's a cutoff for this QR code, so as soon as you get it, you should sign up because it's going to be too late if you wait for a few weeks. All right, I think that pretty much covers it all for today, unless production has any messages for us that wants us to cover. Nope. All right, so I guess we're good to go. Does anyone else want to share anything before we say goodbye?
Yeah, can I just say one thing real quick?
Go ahead. Godfrey.
I think the schedule is great. You did a great job, Ramon. It's really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you, Godfrey. By the way, the program is chosen by the call for proposals. So the call for proposals is something that happens through the whole community. We gave them the month, and then we selected maintainers and top developers to actually help as a program committee. So I didn't do it on my own. There was like about 10 people that actually rated each of the 44 sessions, if I'm not mistaken. And then I had the hardest job of, once they were selected, actually choosing the ones that actually fit in the time that we had allocated for the event. So that was hard. A lot of tiebreakers that we had to pull out of nowhere. But thank you to all the awesome speakers that submitted, like him and Godfrey. So yeah, thank you, Godfrey. I agree with you. It's a great program. All right, I think that's it for today. I want to thank everyone once again. Lastly, oh wait, there's one last question. How can I be like you guys? Like, I am a college student pursuing computer science engineering, and I am a third year of college. What should I study to become a good developer? I'm gonna leave the developer in the room actually answer this. Andrew, what do you have to say to this?
Oh yeah, well, I think that electrical engineers make some of the best developers for this type of stuff, because you always need to go like low level sometimes, you know, into like the IMU or drivers or firmware. So if you're a computer science student, I would just encourage, definitely don't be afraid to go into like the firmware level of things, and like, you know, the C code that's down there underneath, and just get like a development kit or an Arduino or, you know, something like that, and just kind of dive in, but definitely need to go low on the stack. Also, Godfrey's a developer as well. Wait, yeah, we're all developers here.
You're the CEO. I was just.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Godfrey.
Yeah, I'd say the best thing to do is get an internship with one of the drone companies, and that's a really good way to work your way into this industry. That's what I would recommend. Hint, we're always looking for interns.
Yeah, definitely. Lauren, do you have any advice?
I would just say get out there, network, come to these events like the PX4 Dev Summit so that you can meet these drone companies and their employees in person. And ModalAI is also always hiring interns.
Awesome. Kim?
Yeah, I would also like to add, like, definitely use these internships to also learn how to work in a team. Like on university, usually work quite singular, but it's very important that you're able to work with a team and also together with Git for version control, of merging all of the code together. That is very important. And yeah, I guess, like, you know, even though Andrew said, like, should also go to the driver level, which is definitely very important for drones as well. But there's also the other side, which is more the integration robotics engineering side of like the robotic operating system simulation, open CV, like an open computer vision. So then you can also integrate all of those with the PX4 ecosystem as well. So there's two ways to go. You can try a little bit of both or all, just go crazy. But yeah, so there's so many ways to row.
Yeah, I guess dedication and focus is what I would say. Just make sure you're focused on something and pursue that. And then get an internship and start working with the actual people that are building this. By the way, if you're a student, you should, like, a lot of these companies usually post their job openings. They have a lot of internships, but also open positions after you're out of school. There's also like a lot of events that usually have scholarships where you can actually sign up early. Like we had one where if you wanted to come to the summit, you wanted to get a free ticket. You should have gone through the scholarship. But you know what? We also have student pricing at the event this year. It's a lot of dollars off the regular price ticket, plus the $100 discount code that we have, we're going to share soon. It's also applicable to the academic pricing. So it's like even reduced pricing on top of the already reduced pricing. We really want to see all the students out there. And now I believe that's really the last of it. So I want to really thank ModalAI, RIIS, Ascent Engineering, and or my friend Kimberly McGuire for helping me today to promote the PX4 Developer Summit. I want to lastly thank all the sponsors out there in Ascent Engineering, CUAV, Firestorm, ModalAI, RIIS, and Robotics. Thank you everyone for allowing us to make this happen. Thank you to the rest of the community, and I cannot wait to see you in Atlanta. Don't end the stream. Make sure you subscribe to all the individual channels wherever you're watching. Like it, share it, and then lastly, take a picture, snap the QR code, get that $100 discount. I'm off. Talk to you soon. Goodbye. Thank you, everyone.